Hey, good morning, everybody. We're taking a look at Job number 37 today, and this is still Elihu. Remember the young guy? He's still talking. Actually, Elihu, remember the guy whose name means godlike, or he is like God, or he is my God. And he's still, as we finished up chapter 36 yesterday, he was proclaiming God's majesty. And he's still doing that today. And I just want to point out a couple things, and we'll roll on here. He says in verse 3, he says, he does great things which we cannot comprehend. And I just want to think about this for a minute. Comprehend means have an understanding, to me. And he does great things that we cannot even understand. I mean, these are things that even our imagination cannot grab hold of. And some of us have some pretty wild imaginations, and his things are so great that these things that he does, that we can't even imagine them. I mean, well, think about it for a minute. If you had a people who hated you, a people who weren't living for you, would you say to your son, hey son, why don't you go down there and die so I can have a relationship with them? I mean, these are people who didn't want anything to do with you as it is, yet he still, his thoughts are just so far ahead of ours. As Elihu is proclaiming his majesty, it's so far ahead. So a couple things I highlighted. He tells the snow in verse 6, yes. He says to the snow, fall on the earth, to the gentle rain and the heavy rain. He seals the hand of every man. He makes the beasts go into dens. By the breath of God, ice is given. I'm down in 11 now. He saturates the thick clouds and scatters bright clouds. They do whatever he commands. Verse 14, stand still and consider the wondrous works of God. And he goes on in verse 19, says, for we can prepare nothing because of the darkness. 23, he is excellent in power and judgment and abundant justice. He does not oppress, therefore men fear him. He shows no partiality. This is the great God that we serve. He's a wonderful God, and we cannot comprehend who he really is. I mean, we only get a portion of what he is here on earth. And he does great things we cannot comprehend, for we prepare nothing because we are in darkness. We are in darkness. We live in a dark world. We can't totally comprehend his goodness. And I want to share with you something, a revelation that I got by reading John Bevere's book, Good or God. He says in Revelation 4:8, I want to read that to you. He says, 4 living creatures do not rest day or night saying. Understand, they don't rest day or night saying. So this is a always constant, what they're doing, always. This is, as John Bevere put it, progressive revelation. These creatures are saying, holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. Okay? And this is how I picture them with the progressive revelation. This is how I picture it. First me and you. This is what I would do. I'd be holy, holy, holy. The first couple times I would be like, wow, look at this, God. And I would get bored of it really quick. But the progressive revelation of who he really is. Here is what these creatures are doing with they're covering themselves with their wings. And when they're coming off and they're going, holy, holy, holy. You see, progressive revelation means it keeps building. Okay? Means every single time they do this and they see God in a new way. They see his majesty in a new way. You understand? Now, they say they never stop doing this. Now, eternity is one heck of a long time, and yet the progressive revelation of who God is goes on for eternity. What does that say about him? About his majesty and his greatness? I picture them going, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. And they don't stop. It just keeps going. And they are in such awe each and every time because a new portion, a new part of who he really is revealed. And it is nothing but pure holiness. He's the God to know. That is for sure. If you haven't decided to live for him, make that decision. Please make that decision today. It will be the best decision you've ever made. Maybe you're just a Sunday churchgoer. Make that decision to live for him daily, to get after him daily, to know him daily, to read his word daily, to pray with him daily, and watch what that awesomeness, what that greatness does in your life. You won't regret it. Have a super day, guys. I love you all.